Welcome back, guys. It is week number 2 of Coach Mode Dynasty, Boston College Eagles. So, if you missed it, week 1 we had number 11th ranked Auburn. We lost that game 39-28. No run game. It was mostly passing that kept us in majority of the game, but then towards the end, Auburn wiped us out. Now it's week 2. We take on Wake Forest in the ACC opener. And what I like to do first, and this is how I'll be doing the videos, doing a recruiting video first, and then followed shortly by the game, just to not have a 2-hour gameplay video. So let's get into recruiting, and we'll take a look at where we stand with a lot of these recruits. There were a couple signings after the file saved after I advanced to week 2. So we'll take a look at who those are, but let's go ahead and start with the quarterback. So we fell way far back. So usually that indicates, we're 8th and down 1,400 points. So remove, and then we'll go to the running back position. We have Stanley King. He's our 4-star recruit. So I want to scout him more. We don't have the full scouting traits yet, so it's like little by little you got to do it. So 88 speed, he's still a 71 overall, 89 acceleration. I like it. Elusiveness is 85, juke is 85, so it's looking good so far with him. Chad Shelton is another one that we have, so he's dropping low. I'll keep him on here for now. So Mario Fox, let's see where we stand with him. Yeah, he most likely he's gonna go with Alabama, so we'll save 200 points and remove him. We'll add more recruits afterwards. Greg Smith, I'm going to push him up to 500 and offer him a scholarship. We don't have any fullbacks, so it would be nice to have him. Let's recruit him. Let's scout him. I meant to scout him. We don't have the full scouting 3 traits that come with the head coach. Skills. Okay, well, he dropped down to 63, lost 4, but I want to keep him for now, just so we can get a fullback. So Jason Austin signed with LSU, so we can go ahead and remove him. Randy Palmer, we're way too far behind, and right now it's only David Parker, and scouting him, let's see, 50%, so he is a 69 overall. We'll definitely keep him. He could end up being a gem by the end of it. How many points do we have from him? Okay, let's give him 250. And then let's go no tight ends, and then we'll go to the line. Man, Jeremy Parker. Okay, so we can remove him. Aaron Ellis, we're probably really far behind, yeah. Okay, so Larry Wiggins, we are 3rd right now on the list, and we'll continue to scout. 76, he's a 71 overall, so what is this? Potential deal breaker is program tradition, so hopefully we change that. I'm going to jump him up to 500. Don't want to offer the scholarship just yet. Save some point. Okay, so we have to remove him. We're down negative 1,400. All right, Timothy Williams. Let's go. Come on. All right, there we go. Jumped up to 65. We'll give him 100 just to keep him ahead of everybody else, plus the 265 that comes with it. For the center position, let's see who we can take off. So we can. Okay, I don't think it's worth keeping him on. We're negative 835. Rutgers has the lead, so we have a better chance of getting one of these guys. So let's go ahead and scout them. 65, he dropped and then stayed the same. Michael Thompson, 64 overall. So not great, but it's something. I'll go ahead and give him 100 points. We don't have too much points left, actually. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it as 0, and just hopefully the 220 is enough. The plus 220, as you can see there, is enough to get something going. Defensive end. Let's go ahead and scout him. Okay, so that's negative 4 total, so he's down to a 65. John Brooks, we can remove him. Anthony Harvey, Reggie Jordan. So let's scout these guys. Maybe one of them ends up being really good. 64 overall, 67. Okay, where are we with him? Okay, just gonna assign him 50. And I will offer him a scholarship, so hopefully he signs. Eddie Robinson, yep, as I suspected. I added just a whole bunch of random 5-stars to see if there was a chance of getting one of them. Looks like all of them are dropping us to the bottom of their list. All right, Crowell, okay, Crowell, I don't know. let's go with Crowell. Okay, all right. So we're in the lead with him, 300 points. I'll offer him a scholarship, 66 overall, not great. All right, Randall Thompson, Hampton, going to remove him. Okay, now let's scout these guys. Man, just low 60s. This is tough. This is tough. But I have a plan. Oh, look at this. Number 1 middle linebacker, and we're second on the list. And let's see if Clemson offered him a scholarship. Yes, they did. So I'll go ahead and offer him a scholarship. And Notre Dame and Penn State are very close. Alabama's falling far behind, nearly 400 points after Penn State. So we'll go ahead and offer him a scholarship. So we're out of points. We can't do anything else. But let's just take a look at who we can take off. So we can make some room for some new recruits. What about the athletes? 250. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. So 5-star athlete, 6'4", 225, is in the lead right now. And what I want to do is, and it's a big risk, but I want to take off 50 from him and just give him the full 500. And hopefully we will stay first, because we're ahead of Alabama, Notre Dame, LSU, and Michigan. And from what I remember, let's see. He looks like he's a receiver. It looks like he's a receiver, and also could be either. I think he looks like he could be a cornerback as well. Zone coverage is B, so could be. I don't think he's a linebacker. The C for coverage and B for zone. It's probably most likely a cornerback or safety. And then so we can Kevin Phillips. So we can keep all these guys on here. Okay, so not scouted. There's 2 on here, but we'll just leave it at that because no points. But we have 23 total, so we can add 12 more recruits. Okay, so this was my plan. So what we're gonna do is, oh, sorry, went to the wrong one. So we gotta go to all prospects. And what we'll do is we'll go to interest and filter it so it's the least to most. Okay. So I just like adding all these guys because it's such a good chance of getting them. So I just add everybody, and looks like we added a couple wide receivers, middle linebacker, defensive end. I'll add another. You know what? Here, let's add a quarterback, a scrambling quarterback, 6'3", 231 and a 4.7 speed. It would be nice to have him. West Orange, New Jersey. Okay, so what I want to do though is I want to take the last 6 spots for some linemen because those are very, very hard to get. We'll add a few tackles in there. We'll add guard. So we're 4th on his list, but it says, let's see how far behind. Okay, so there's actually a good chance of getting this guy. And then there's also this guy down here. 58. Okay, so we don't have any centers either. Yeah, we let him go because I think it's just 60 overall. I mean, and I think he was 55% scouted. So I don't see a big jump at all. But this guy is 65. We'll add 1 center to this, and then no, sorry, let's take this guy off, and then we'll add him. I didn't even see the 4-star recruit. 3rd overall center, so definitely want to add him. And then let's see, should we add another guard, another tackle, maybe 71 overall, 68. So they're very promising. What about this guy down here? He's a 4-star tackle. Yeah, Auburn's minus 689, so next week is most likely going to drop even more, so I don't even want to waste my time trying to get him. Okay, let's just, you know what, let's add another center. We'll add Daryl Colbert. Okay, so now we have 35 total recruits. We don't have any points to scout, but you know what, it is what it is. So hopefully we get some more points when we level up to coach. But right now, that's all we have. So now what I want to do is, while this is saving, I want to go ahead and just look at our matchup preview against Wake Forest. You know, just to see what they did. in their season opener and compare. So they're 1-0, and now when we go to more info, we'll see here. So both teams, Boston College and Wake Forest, scored 28 in their season opener. Total offense, we had 308. They had 408, so 100 more yards. Their rushing offense, they had 169 on the ground, and 239 through the air. We had -5 on the ground, 313 through the air. Jurkovic did very, very good, I think, passing. Slow start to the game, but 313 yards. That's good. Total defense, 73rd overall, and then they were 17th. They allowed 240 total points. Auburn lit us up with 364, and a lot of that was on the ground. Majority of that was on the ground. Rushing defense, they allowed 52 total yards. We allowed 163. And then the passing defense, pretty much the same. 181 for Boston College allowed, and then they had 188. I know this is still based on one game, but just to get an idea. And then when you go to, just skipping all this, their schedule, we lost to Auburn 28-39. And the next, up to Clemson, they're 1-0, so we'll see if that trend continues. And we have 3 ranked matchups coming up, and Florida State could be one of them, but we have USC, Notre Dame, and number 1 Clemson. I really hope they stay number 1 so we can take them on. And now when we go to Wake Forest, it was against an FCS team, right? FCS Southeast, I think, SE, right? 28-6. So they won that one. And then just looking at the stat leaders, Jurkovic had 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 313 through the air. He had a good completion percentage, I believe it was 68. Bailey couldn't do anything. The team, there was no run game at all. 13 carries, 16 yards. He had 1 touchdown, but other than that, really nothing at all. And then his last game, these are the stats based on his last game. And then Flowers lit it up, 6 receptions, 125 yards, and 1 touchdown in his season opener. Defensive stats, DeBerry, 6 total tackles, leads the team, and then Buquette had 2 sacks against Auburn, no interceptions. And then for Wake Forest, Hartman had 1 interception, 1 passing touchdown, 239. Beal Smith on 21 carries, averaging 5.4 yards per carry, 114 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then the receiver did very well as well. No touchdowns, but he had 139 yards on 7 receptions. And defensively, Monroe leads the team with 7, I believe. Usually they're the linebackers. And then interceptions, Jay Taylor, one interception, and then Monroe has 1 sack. So that is the overview, and then just really quick, just to look at their overall. Boston College is better. Wake Forest defense, not bad though, 88 overall, but their offense, 81. It's 81, and we have an 88 overall offense. So, I mean, these are the stats we had, and we struggled against Auburn, so hopefully we can get something going. Play calling was an issue on my part. I got to do a better job, but this is the matchup. So I will see you guys in the next video coming up shortly, where we will take on Wake Forest in the ACC opener. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned.